Hello and welcome. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. I'd like to thank our sponsors at Procyon Partners. Procyon, one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. They specialize in employee benefits, wealth management, and retirement planning. President Sean Rabinowitz, proud supporter of our podcast network and everything we do. Green Street Trust International, owned and operated by Rennell Jump and UConn legendary men's basketball player Jake Voskuhl. They specialize in tax plans for businesses large or small. They will save you money or get you a big fat return on your taxes. To schedule your free strategic tax planning session today, go to www.greenstreettrust.com. Pete Finch and the Finch Law Firm is located in Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you've suffered any type of personal injury, slip and fall, a car accident, your mother-in-law ran you over with her car, your wife got angry one night and decided to stab you, the Finch Firm is for you. Pete has won legal battles all across the state of Connecticut. He will go to war to get every dollar you deserve in compensation. You just have to remember, in a pinch, call Finch or go to his website, thefinchfirm.com. Dynamic Human Performance is owned and operated by UConn legendary running back Andre Dixon. He trains boys and girls of all ages, all sports. He has a boot camp program 7 days a week, 6 a.m. You want to get in shape, you go to Andre. He has an athletic development program where he trains boys and girls in the sport of their choice from the ground up, helps them reach their full potential, be the best they can possibly be. Andre has sent boys and girls to college on scholarship for all different types of sports. To work with the best, he has a 5,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility in Hartford, Connecticut. Go to www.dynamichumanperformance.com. All right, and we are here for the Trench Mob Show. I am your host, as you've heard, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. With me, as always, the king and leader of the Trench Mob, Julius Williams. Julius.
What's up, brother? What's up with you?
Nice job making chicken salad out of chicken shit last weekend. Very happy to hear that. And we have the defensive line coach from Hellfire. No, I'm kidding. It's Hellstar. I called it Hellfire about 5 times last time, and it was funny because I watched Stranger Things, and one of the characters on Stranger Things was a fan of Hellfire, so that was in my head. But Coach Brock, he's got the podcast set up. He's got one of the best microphones around. I love it. He's ready to go. Thank you for being with us.
No, it's an honor. Bless you guys. Thank you for having us.
God, that sound is so smooth. I love it. I could get one of those. And we have Kingston Jimmerson, a young standout who, when I saw the picture for his film, I was questioning whether it was the right kid or not. I was like, is this really him? Oh, God damn you, Chris D. All right, Chris D. This is one of our, he's basically my co-host. He's a commenter. He follows me all over. Yes, you did. You were fact check. You know what? I did not check the chat, and I felt bad. So I owe you an apology. It is unforgivable, and I apologize that you were fact checking Joe D all over, and I was asleep at the wheel for our Husky Hoops basketball show. So, Hellstar, you guys have been on quite a tear. Coach Brock, tell me a little bit about your background when you started, if you started playing and then getting into coaching, and then now obviously working with the 5v5 group.
Yeah. So yeah, I played football my whole life. Well, not my whole life. Didn't start till I was into high school. Unfortunately, out in California, we got a weight limit, or we used to, and I was a little too big to be playing when I was in eighth grade, and
We
so
did too.
yeah, and so eighth grade, I think I had to lose about 8 pounds. I did, and that was my first year ever playing. Really, give a lot of credit to basketball. I was a hooper my entire life from about third grade all the way up to my senior year. And then, one person told me there's 5 guys on offense and defense when you play basketball, but there's 11 guys on offense and 11 guys on defense. So you get 22 chances in football compared to your 5 on basketball. And that made me make the switch to football. I was a late bloomer, so I came out and had to play junior college football here at Citrus College. Go Owls!
Oh, good program.
Yeah,
My quarterback at UConn was a Citrus College guy,
there we go. Yeah,
so I
we
love
do
it.
a good job of getting guys out. I was a product of that. I got to go Division One FCS and play at Prairie View A&M, a historical black college.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I advise a lot of our brothers if they don't get if they're not
It's a
going to Bama,
great experience.
yeah, please go. And then from there, I had a couple chances at a couple tryouts and workouts with the Bucks, Panthers, St. Louis Rams before they went to LA, Canadian ball. Nothing really panned out. Juicy me. I'm about 6'2", 6'3", and that's a short guy in the league right now, unless you're Aaron Donald. And how many of those are walking around? And obviously finished my career playing semi-pro. I played for the Hollywood Stars, played for the Inglewood Blackhawks, and then ultimately my mom had breast cancer, stage 4 breast cancer. I came
Oh,
back.
God bless you. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good. It's part of the journey, part of the testimony, really. And then from that moment on, that's when my mom ultimately passed away from it in 2019. And that's when I said, you know what, let me put my pain to purpose. Let me go back and get my master's degree. And that's when I went back and got it in sports psychology. And when I was trying to get my hours done, the coach said, hey, we have no problem with you. I went back to my hometown in South Hills and West Covina, and he said, yeah, we'll definitely take you on, but we want you to coach. And at the first time, I was like, I don't want to coach. I'm just trying to help these
I'm
kids
just trying to
get.
learn. I just
That's
want to
it.
help these kids.
Just
Yeah.
help them mentally and put them in a perspective. And then I ended up coaching. To put it shortly, we couldn't buy a game. I mean, I tried to bribe a ref with like $3 one time. I was like, can we please get a first down? Like,
Yeah.
good Lord. So we went 0-10, hate to say it. And then by the grace of God, RCC, which is one of the most predominant junior colleges in California, if not across the nation, they gave me a call and said, hey, we need a D-line coach. So I went from going 0-10 to going 12-1 and playing in the state championship against San Mateo. I had 4 all-conference players, 2 All-Americans, 2 first team, 2 second team. And then from that moment, I was like, you know what? I can actually do this at a very high level. And then started just coaching from that point. Didn't get into 5-on-5 until about maybe like a year or 2 after that. So probably like 2020, 2021. I've always loved 5-on-5. Really, we call it one-on-ones.
It is. It's one-on-ones. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
But there's a lot
one-on-ones.
that goes
And
into
it's
it.
the same kind of rules that we did when we had 2 reps back to back. Only difference is we got time and we got a scorecard now.
Yeah.
And obviously a couple different rules. But really started getting into that. Really, like I did on the 300 pound, 300 plus podcast. Started out with Giant Skills Athletics. Coach Juice definitely knows what GSA is.
Yes, he's mentioned them.
Head. And I was with GSA for about 2.5 years. Stepped away to just focus on my own training and just build myself up as a coach and a trainer. And then this year I said, you know what, let me get back into the 5-on-5 realm. And a lot of the guys that I end up training actually run with Hellstar. And so they were like, Coach, please come run with us. We need your training. We want the expertise while we're out there doing the 5-on-5. And here we are today.
Yeah, because California is one of the bigger states that does 5v5.
Absolutely.
And, your journey is unique, especially with sports psychology. I think that's so important. And especially now, we're seeing more and more of the universities have a sports psychologist on staff. And my biggest thing is, and Julius and Jordan have both talked about it, you can't coach every kid the same.
No.
Every kid isn't going to respond to the same type of coaching.
Mhm.
You have to know when to yell, scream, and motherfuck them, and you have to know when to put your arm around them and get them ready for the next rep. And I've seen kids with unlimited talent stop playing because they were getting yelled at, and just mentally they couldn't deal with it.
Yes,
And
sir.
it used to infuriate me just because you have a kid whose stock is so high, who is so talented, but you got to have that ego and you just got to yell at them. I'm like, just coach. You coach everyone differently, and
Absolutely.
kids respond to different things and they learn differently. Not every kid learns the same.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a great field. So you ended up completing your master's in sports psychology.
Yes. Sport and
So
performance from Cal Baptist University.
that's got to be huge as far as being an asset with coaching. Being able to know how to reach kids, know how to connect with them,
Yeah.
knowing the different types of personalities that are out there and which works best with each one.
Yeah.
So I could see that making a big difference with how you relate to kids, because this generation's tough. I mean, they don't always verbalize. They're on their phone. They're on their electronics,
Yeah.
and you can't always tell their tone through text. So it's a lot to decipher.
Yeah.
But how would you say that your experience with sports psychology has helped you as a coach?
I think it's the difference maker between everything.
I agree.
You know, it, Julius has pro experience. That is his little something extra that he's got that most others don't. I had the opportunity of getting there and understanding what it takes to get there and to kind of mow the grass and be with the boys. But nowadays, especially with COVID, when COVID happened, everybody kind of turned into introverts and try to get, and now they're all quiet. Most people, especially men, it's bad for us to speak up and speak out. And so, I haven't just lost my mom; I've lost my father as well. And so I've
Oh,
had to learn how to be a man very quickly at a young age. And I think that's the difference between everything. I mean, I'll be honest, it's why me and King are so tight. He's not a kid that has a lot of mental blockage, but just being able to work with a kid deeper than football. I tell a lot of people my training is much more deeper than just cones and
it
drills.
is.
Anybody can yell at a kid too. Let that be known. And anybody can get rah and passionate about it. But the true testament of a man is his composure. You know,
Exactly.
a famous rapper of mine, I love him to death, Larry June, a Bay Area rapper, says, you can't call yourself a man, you're getting out of composure. And I hold that very true, where, true men will be able to talk. And I don't need to yell at you.
No,
If I talk quiet, that's probably when you probably worried the most, because the passion will come out and you kind of understand where I'm coming from. But if I'm quiet, there's some stuff cooking up in there, and I'm just trying to keep myself without losing my cool. But absolutely, I think it's the biggest thing between me and a lot of trainers.
oh,
Is
I know.
you know,
After Julius shared with me some information on some trainers, I went to social media and was looking at their Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and everything, and pretty much a lot of them are kind of what he said, advertised, and that was kind of disappointing to see, only because from my perspective, I know they obviously want the most talented kids they can get, but
man,
they seem to cherry pick and then they try to get the best ones,
of course,
and they like to brag about it. They like to show off their new toys.
of course,
And I agree with Julius and his philosophy of, I want the 2-star kids, the 1-star kids, no star kids. I want kids that I can develop and develop from the ground up. And I think that takes so much more effort and determination and time to do than getting handed a 5-star kid who
yeah,
already has the ability, already knows what he's doing, and you just say you just yell out and make it look like you're doing something, run around some cones.
Yeah.
So I 100% agree with you. Kingston, how are you? How are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
Yes, yes. And I got to watch a little bit of your film briefly. How long have you been involved with Hellstar?
I've been involved with Hellstar for about 2 years now. Ran with them 3 tournaments last year when I was in 8th grade, and then this year I've just been running with them.
And your defensive line, you've been
Sure.
doing very well. How long have you been playing football throughout? Did you start when you were young, or has it been a little bit newer to? I mean, you are young. It's not like you're 40, but did you start playing earlier, or did you start playing like middle school and from then on?
I started playing football when I was like young, so like 7 years old, and from then I just like first year I didn't really like football. It was difficult for me. I wasn't the most athletic kid, so that's what made me not like it. But then the more I just kept going, kept training, kept playing, I slowly started to love it for everything it was doing for me.
Yeah, and I mean, you are. I think did you just complete your freshman season?
Yes, sir, I did.
Yeah, yeah. So you just completed your freshman season, and you have a tremendous amount of potential. Um, what high school do you go to? Is
I,
it Mission Viejo? No,
no, so I go to Santa Margarita Catholic
Santa
High,
Margarita. That was the one. Okay,
state champs.
The state champs.
Yes,
the
sir.
state champs. Okay, and how long have you played on the line as a defensive lineman?
Uh, for about 2 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it was a newer move to you since you played in seventh grade, and then you moved to defensive line.
yes, sir.
And Coach Brock, how would you say that he's handled the transition?
Oh, King's a stud.
Yeah.
You was talking about it earlier. Those 5-star kind of guys. Look, I'll be honest. King was a guy before I even got to work with him. I tell him that all the time. I gotta tell his pops all the time. Half the time, Dad's got to humble him and me. But I think he's, he's a student of the game, and so as soon as he got working with me, even before that, he's just been diligent and just picking it up. I'm big on detail, so I think that's a major thing why me and King mesh a lot because
So is
um,
Julius. Yep.
some others might not like be as detailed with King, where I'll point out the complete difference of you're not on the inside of your front toe, you're on the outside of your your bridge. There's the knees over the ankle. We're gonna hurt ourselves. Just being disciplined with the stuff that helped me get to those spots, and so he's handled it amazingly. And I like to say that we train versatile defensive linemen, and so King could play 5 tech all the way to the nose if he really wanted to. He's definitely worked his butt off for it, and so yeah, he's definitely handled it incredibly well.
And he has obviously different high school coaches, correct?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay. So how's it been working out with your communication with them? Do they check in with you? Do they ask about certain things of how his development's going?
Some coaches do that, not his coaches per se, and that's not no slight toward them or anything.
No.
The biggest thing with King is again, I'm going to teach my kids everything, and so some people when they teach double teams, they like to drop the knee.
They do.
I like to teach it all. We're going to throw our hip into it. We're going to drop
Split
the
it.
knee. We're going to give the offensive lineman what they think, which we're going to get to the other gap and then pull ourselves back, like here a little
Yeah.
peekaboo.
Yeah.
We work it all. We work it all. So no matter what his coach is asking of King,
He's
we're
prepared.
going to dial it in, and he's going to be prepared for it. And who knows, King might even show his coaches a little something that they're like, hey, I really like that. Let's start listening to what we do. And so I do have pretty good communication with most coaches, but I mean, they're the state champs,
Yeah, they got to figure it out.
Yeah.
I get that. But as far as the different techniques that you're teaching, just watching high school kids, college kids, especially offensive and defensive linemen. I know you're working with defensive linemen. What would you say the biggest thing that you're seeing nowadays they struggle to pick up with, they struggle to learn most?
I mean, that's a great question, Cody. Honestly, I
Well,
think
that's why I'm the best in the universe.
I mean, you said it. I think the biggest thing in general, it's obviously it's a broad statement, but it's just their technique in general.
Yeah.
A lot of kids get away with being big in high school.
They do.
I mean, I've said that even when I've seen guys at RCC, I'm explaining certain things, and I'm like, man, you don't know this? And they're like, nah, coach. I'm like, oh my gosh, your high school coach just literally said go and just let you be big. Where I coach at the high school and the junior college level, and I make sure that my guys are preparing for that next level. So they might not have the size, they might not have the weight, they might not have the strength, but they're going to have the technique that saves them a little bit. So that way, as they go through those years of getting the size, getting the weight, getting the strength, they'll grow into that aspect. And so I think it's just honestly the biggest thing is getting the O lineman out of the D lineman. In California,
That's very true.
they go both ways. And
Yeah.
so to get a stiff hand guy, and I'm like, bro, move your arms. Like, would you run and touch that pole like that? And they're like, no. And I'm like, so run your arms. It's just getting that O lineman out of them and then just reinstilling some of the D lineman stuff that's a little bit more detailed so that way they can be successful at that next level.
So are you currently doing some junior college coaching as well?
Absolutely. I coach at my alma mater at Citrus College.
It's Citrus. Oh, you're at Citrus. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was just curious, how has the recruiting climate changed? Because there's been a lot going on with the NCAA. How do you guys typically recruit at the junior college level, and kind of like the timeline? Is it similar to any regular NCAA Division I school?
Yeah, so I'll be honest. At Citrus, we encourage the kids to take their offers. I know there's some of the colleges around here that you got a small little offer to, I mean, Portland State, and it's nothing to Portland State, but they're not SC or UCLA. I encourage the kids take those offers, but at the same time, I'm kind of like we talked about. I want to see those 2 stars, those 3 stars, maybe the no stars that just haven't had that opportunity and got outlooked. A kid moved into California his junior or senior year, and they just don't have the talent of the tape. That's the kind of recruitment we're looking for, is just those kind of guys that want the opportunity to show that they belong on that Division I level, if not at least Division II or D3, or just find them a home in general. But
Right.
It definitely, I mean, it's almost the same. I recruited a kid recently that decided to take a preferred walk-on over the opportunity of playing at a junior college. And God bless you, son, if that's what you think is the right decision. I'll be here after the season if it don't work out.
Now, what about the NCAA recently saying that if you do go to a junior college, it technically doesn't count toward your eligibility overall? Did you think that would make an influx of kids that would want to go to junior college, especially with less spots technically that have been available for freshmen?
Yeah, I think so. I trained a kid, or not even I coached a kid, Marshawn Dunning, one of my favorite players that I've ever had to coach. Just an incredible human being. He's up at San Mateo right now. San Mateo's, I think, a back-to-back state champion right now in junior college. I think they're going for a third, and he has an opportunity to be a part of that three-peat and to be a back-to-back guy. And so he was another guy that just bloomed a little late, but ran it up on guys that played at Corona Centennial, St. John Bosco, did the 5-on-5 circuit and worked some 4s and 5 stars. And so he absolutely can play at that next level. He just needs that opportunity. And why not go to a junior college where you play grown men instead of having to waste a year, at a Division I or I mean, we see it now with Trinidad Chambliss. He's trying to get his 6th year back because he not wasted some time.
He was at Fair State,
Yeah, exactly. And so I think if you get 4 to 5 years to play Division I, and they're willing to give you those years back, man, you got to take that. Especially nowadays, you're not promised to the league with NIL. You might get a little generational money. I think junior college is a great idea.
I do too.
Great idea. It gave me an opportunity to do what I do to this day, and I can almost guarantee there's a lot of people that would say the same thing.
So Kingston, where do you go from here? I mean, freshman year, you're a state champ. I mean, there's nowhere to go but down.
No, there's far more places to go. I'm trying.
No, I'm sure you have. I've seen your film. You probably have set some goals for yourself. Recruiting wise, who would you say that you've talked to the most, and who would you say that you have the most interest in?
Talk to wise, I haven't talked to many.
Well, I know they're technically not allowed to talk to freshmen, whatever, but I'm sure people have reached out to your coaches, or you've been mentioned along with other kids. But you will be able to talk to them, I think, May 30th or whatever. But anyone on your list that you're interested in?
For me, I'm interested in either USC or Florida State.
Or we got it down too. USC, Florida State. And why USC and Florida State? USC, obviously a local powerhouse.
Yes, sir. And it's just close to home, so I won't have to move far away from my family. I can stay close to them. And then Florida State, that was the college my dad was supposed to go to before he sadly got injured. And I just feel, after hearing from it, hearing about it from him, that just made me love it. And then being able to go see the college, that just made me love it even more.
You've done 5v5 tournaments, and this is your freshman year, you're finishing up. Have you put together kind of like a camp schedule of where you're gonna go?
No, sir, I haven't.
But you plan to do some college camps, obviously, May, June, right?
Yes, sir.
Coach, where do you see Kingston going as far as, because I think a lot of these kids try to do too much in the summer as far as going to camps and doing the workouts. What do you see as like a good number of camps for him to do? And where do you think, the best camps for him to go would be? Obviously some of the college showcase camps and individual schools as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest ones out in California, we always have the Redlands camps. It's like this mega camp that they always hold. It's like 4 or 5 days. Every day is a new grouping of schools to come out. I think that's always just a good one to attend to, just because it's just tried and true. It's been out here for some time. King wants to do USC. Look, I'm with you, man. Let's go out there and let's rock it a little bit. You miss all the shots that you failed to take.
Exactly.
Let's go take the shot real quick. San Diego State too, I think, is also a good one. They do a really good job consistently putting out some products and just giving guys an opportunity to go ahead and showcase. So you get to hit the best school in USC, a school that's mid-major, a little bit above in SDSU, and then just giving those Redlands camps an opportunity. We got to pick smart on those camps, because
yes,
one mega camp I think's like Oregon, Wisconsin, and nothing to King, there's a lot of people that go to those camps. Right?
I used to coach. It's insane.
You want to find the camps that, let's go for these schools, so that way we could pop an offer or two. And then that's the foundation we build on, right? So if you get a Fresno State, you get something, beautiful schools, great opportunity. San Jose, great opportunity. But that's the foundation, and those are the schools we want to remember, because they were the ones that offered early, and went and saw them out.
Absolutely.
We'll put a plan together to make sure he gets his love out there.
Can I say something?
You sure can, Kingston.
The only reason I said those two colleges was because those are two of my favorites. But really, I'm just looking for an opportunity. Any college that'll give me an opportunity, I'll take it, because I'm an undersized lineman for my position. I'm 6'1". Most colleges want 6'2", 6'3", 6'6", and above. So it's going to be a lot harder for me to really get those big name offers like most kids.
Good save, Kingston. But I don't think you'll have to worry about it. You're a freshman. You're going to grow to probably 6'2".
Hey man, and I've been listening, man. I ain't never been taller than 6'1". I played 7 years professional, brother. So, never limit yourself. You just met Aaron Donald last week. He ain't 6 feet, and he's considered the best D lineman of all time. So we just keep working, man. Keep working and keep grinding. My bad, Kelly.
Yeah, no, I mean, the best defensive player I ever played against was Dan Klecko at Temple, and he was probably 5'10", and he was a defensive tackle. He was unbelievable. So I think, especially inside, as a defensive lineman, being a little bit shorter isn't the worst thing in the world. Coach, have you had to travel a lot for the majority of your tournaments? Because I know you've had some in Cali, but you've also been able to go to other ones as well across the country.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the national tournaments. Trench Mom's going to host one down in Atlanta. We're definitely going to attend that one. There's one in Miami. We're going to attend that as well. I think GSA is going to host another one early or late May. We'll attend that as well. There's a couple out in California we like to attend just because, it's more about the rep sometimes than the exposure of itself. Trench Mom's putting a heck of a squad this year. I haven't seen a squad like this from you guys in some time. And not to say that the prior years weren't anything, but you guys are putting out a product this year. Them boys was balling. But yeah, we want to do a bit of traveling just to expose our kids to the, those schools and those regions and areas, and just give them a different side of life. I mean, some of our kids hit a Waffle House down in Atlanta, and I think that's almost like mandated. Like,
you can't argue with
to
the
get
Waffle
Roscoe's
House.
out in California. And so we want to show them a different side of life and culture as well.
All I've wanted in my life is to go to the In-N-Out Burger. Then I'll be a happy man.
Oh, come on.
That's what I want. So, I mean, has your season for 5v5 gone pretty well so far? I saw from Coach Suki the big freaking trophy you won that looked like a big shield.
Yeah. So we won GSA's the top of the year. They started off. We won that shield from them. We won it last year as well. And then we went down to the Steel Trench showdown with Aaron Donald and the 2/10 organization. And we went all the way to the championship and then battled Aaron Donald's team.
He got robbed.
And lost in the championship.
Well,
but we
Aaron
pushing
Donald.
forward. We either want to be in the championship or we want to be taking the trophy home one way or the other. So.
And, Julius, you've been doing a great job of bringing other organizations on. And how important would you say that is to the growth and development of 5v5 and getting more teams up and running across the country?
Oh, man, I think it's tremendously important, man, because the thing is, Cully, this thing is really beginning to steam a lot of hate, and I'm pretty sure Hellstar can attest.
It does.
Trench Mob, we're in the South, and people are always coming to you telling you bad things people had to say about you. There's a lot of jealousy. There's a lot of envy. And I think the top teams, I would say right now, the top teams in the country are Hellstar, Power Elite, Trench Mob, 2/10. You know what I mean? So it's important, I think, for us being the big four right now, in my opinion, to show love to each other, to show that we're not in competition. Shit,
No, it's all
Hellstar beat us
Yeah.
in California. You know what I mean? So that's why I thought it was important for me to bring Suki on
Yep.
and now bring Coach Brock on and now bring Kingston on so we can show that unity. I mean, we went undefeated, in Pittsburgh, and then Hellstar put us out, the game before the championship. So right now, the team I want to beat is Hellstar. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But that doesn't stop me from showing them love, showing them respect, because that's what I was built upon, man. I mean, this football thing, because we're supposed to be out here to help these kids. I just heard Kingston say he wants to go to Florida State. Well, guess what? My former teammate with the Jacksonville Jaguars is the D-line coach for Florida State. They up Terrence Knight. And so now I gotta hit up Terrence Knight and tell him, hey man, I got a dog in California, who's interested in you. And if he decides to go down there, I'm gonna talk to T Knight and tell him how much of a dog I think he is. So when he shows up, he doesn't show up blind. And that's what 5v5, man, is
Yeah.
supposed to be about. And I think if we can show more love to each other, that'll take away all the hate and the bullshit that's going around, man. And now it drowns it out. You know what I mean? I was jealous as hell to look at Hellstar hoist that trophy in California. I was jealous,
When I
and
saw the size of it, yeah,
yeah,
I was jealous too. I wanted it.
I was jealous in Pittsburgh, to see AD, and 2 tips to win. But at the end of the day, man, no matter who wins, we all win because we're out here doing something, commendable, which is helping these young men. I'll never play again, right? Coach Brock, I don't know if he got plans to play again, but it don't sound like it. So, you know what I mean? But now, my thing is looking at these kids, and we're very similar programs, man, of how we do business. And, for me with Trench Mob, people talk about, we won 4 national championships last year, 4 national tournaments. But people don't see the work that goes in behind closed doors. Most of my kids, when they come, they don't have any offers. They aren't known. A lot of them come from urban neighborhoods. Like we're known around 5v5 as the ghetto team. You know what I mean? Who that pops like we talk our trash and we pop our stuff, but at the end of the day, I'd rather these kids be talking their trash with me and popping their stuff with me than out doing things for gangs, and other crime organizations. When I'd rather bring them to California, or bring them to Pittsburgh and give them a chance rather than look over these guys and have to visit them in jail later or visit their moms when worse things have happened that I won't, even put energy out there. So, so it's just, I just think it's important, man, for us to stick together in this 5v5 world, especially, being top dogs right now in this world.
And how many teams would you say right now are in the coalition? I know you had said 22 before.
No. So we got right now in our coalition, we got 7 teams,
17.
I believe, in our coalition. So Hellstar is not in the coalition, but we're very cool with Suki and Coach Brock. So we treat them like coalition teams. When they come to Atlanta, I already told Suki they're going to pay the coalition price, because we got love for them. You know what I mean? So, that's what the coalition is about, though, man. It's about, reaching out to other teams. I'm helping Byron's kids get recruited. He's helping my kids. So was Coach O, Big Chris from GSA, Mall. It starts up front with Coach Enoch. Then we got Pecan over in Ohio. So, it's all about, coming together as men, on one accord. And that one accord, being these young men that we want to get in college. And so we want to watch on TV and go visit them at games and, and say we had a piece of that one day when they become, big stars in the NFL or we see them on the workforce, starting businesses, having kids, getting married. Man, it's just about, putting that positive energy out there, instead of just letting them fall where they may, in this cold world.
What area in the country would you say right now would be the weakest for having 5v5 teams? Is it our area, the Northeast? Is it the Midwest? Is there kind of a discrepancy where you see there should be some teams and there hasn't been popping up?
I think it's strongest right now on the West Coast.
Easily, yes.
By far, just because of the amount of time and teams, and they seem to be more on one accord. There's a lot of hate in the South,
Yes,
and
jealousy.
and the South has players, right? So we got like Georgia has no shortage of football players. Florida has no shortage. Alabama has no shortage. And 5v5 is getting bigger in the South, and even up north. I think with Byron and AD, bringing that 2/10 thing, and then you got 12 Elite out of Boston and Connecticut. Then you got Pecan, out of Ohio. So I would go right now, probably West Coast, South, and then the East Coast, like up north, and then
That's what I
everybody
get
else.
anymore.
You know, now we got the Midwest coming along with, with Lewis and those guys out of Minnesota, and you got Shockers out of Chicago. So for me, man, I mean, it's just a beautiful thing because we get to travel and we get to go against kids from California, and on the same day we're facing kids from Massachusetts. On the same day, kids from Minnesota, Chicago. So
And that's so
these
valuable.
kids were meeting kids and that they wouldn't meet. Like I saw some of our kids hanging out and talking to King. They wouldn't get a chance to talk to King if we didn't get a chance to go to California or Pennsylvania. And now these guys can follow each other on Instagram and Twitter, and maybe they'll be teammates one day.
Form
Or they'll be
relationships.
opponents. And
Yep.
before the games, they'll come out and they'll say, "Hey man, remember that time we faced each other in 5v5 and it got heated and stuff like that, man." So I mean, that's what this stuff is all about, man. So. I think it's important, to bring out. I mean, I would like to bring every 5v5 team, every coach, and without one
it's
of the top
huge.
players on. Everybody's not going to answer and want to come on, of course. But for sure, man, I think it's important that we continue to do this and spread this love.
It's huge to raise awareness for it. It's been huge for recruiting purposes for the viewership that we got, and I think it'll continue to grow. So we will be right back, and we will show Kingston's film.
Down south, we have Julius Williams, Jordan Harris, and the rest of the team of the Trench Mob. They train offensive and defensive linemen. They compete in 5v5 tournaments and college showcase camps all across the country. They have sent kids to schools like Florida, Florida State, Miami, Clemson, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, just to name a few. They have sent the highest percentage of kids who work with them to Division I schools on scholarship. To work with the best, go to trenchmobfootball.com. Ned Von Young runs the Fresh Fold Laundry Company in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, a high-end laundry service. You book online, put your laundry out in a clear plastic bag. They pick it up, wash, dry, and fold it for you in 48 hours. They also offer an expedited service if you need that as well. They have an online subscription model, weekly or bi-weekly, where you can get your laundry done that way. They offer deals for college students. So if you want your laundry done, you can do it in your own dorm. They have a pickup and now a delivery service. So you can have your laundry done without leaving the comfort of your own home or dorm room. To sign up, go to their website, my-freshfold.com.
All right, and we are back. Coach Brock, you have a Monjo Domel who says that you're a goat and Kingston is a dog. The Three Demons agrees. And YBMJ says, yeah, King, he's the man. Tyson Toscano also believes that he's the man. And Pretty Rue says, yeah, King, we love you, Kingston. Yeah, King. And Pretty Rue gave you many flowers. So I'm jealous. You have a fan club. All right, we will get your film on here. I just wanted to make sure. I got your freshman season highlights. Is it up for you guys?
Yep, I see it.
Okay. Ooh. Real nice job fighting leverage there. Feeling the pressure inside, outside. Oh!
Cause the ruckus in that backfield.
No, it was a nice job taking on the pole and making the play. That's rare. Really good God, for 6'1", he's got long ass arms. Good swipe. Okay, I do like the stance. Good job taking the inside. Good job reading the tackle set. Good hustle down the line. No chance they could cut you off. Yeah, that tackle was dead on arrival with his stance. Yeah, they all are terrified of your speed. They're all oversetting you big time. Great job again taking the inside. Oh, a little 2-point. Oh! Now, is this is varsity, correct?
Yes, sir.
God damn. He's beating up on varsity offensive linemen.
On the best team in the nation.
Wow. Oh, nice job with the in and out. So Kingston, I mean, did you come into camp as a starter, or you kind of worked your way in?
I kind of had to work my way in.
Yeah, I figured, because obviously being a good program, but geez, you would not be able to tell from this film that you're a freshman.
Yeah, you know. Steve, when I found out he was a freshman, I was like, ain't no way in hell he a freshman. Because just from that first tournament, I mean, no disrespect to all the rest of the Hellstar players, but he was the one that stood out to me the most. He was the most memorable guy, to me on their team. And it's like when I found out that he was a freshman, I was like, man, that kid got such a bright future, man. It ain't even funny, man. He was out there. He was one of the best players at that tournament out in California and at the tournament out in Pennsylvania that we just left, man. So
right.
I haven't, we got a freshman on our team that's pretty good too,
You
PJ
do.
Wilson. PJ's got it. I think he's up there like he's 20 of offer right now. But man, like the future of 5v5 is in great hands, man. And you see now he's not just a 5v5 player. Some of these guys, they blow up in 5v5, and then you go watch their real film, and it's looking like they think they're still playing 5v5, trying to run around people, and and not just great football players in 11 on 11, man. So this is, the proof in the pudding, man. And I'm not sure what he's got going on right now recruiting wise, but I definitely, expect Kingston to blow up, man, fast.
Yeah.
Once people, get a sniff of what he is and who he is, it's not going to matter, man. I got a young man that I've trained for a long time named DJ Rump, and he's not, much bigger than King, and he has, like the Georgias, all the Michigans, all the top players. And the thing is, man, it's like back when me and Brock came up, when you came up, Cully, man, height did matter. I mean, hell, I had 46 sacks in high school, for me to get, recruited. But now, with these 5v5 teams and the camps and other things you're going to, it's easier. College coaches are paying a lot of attention to 5v5. I know a lot of our trench mob guys, they're getting offered off 5v5 film. Like I got coaches asking me to send them our guys' 5v5 film, and they haven't even asked for their 11 on 11 film with their high school. So all you got to do, King, is keep doing what you've been doing, man, for these first two tournaments. And I'm pretty sure if you haven't got your first one yet, it's coming soon, man. And like I told you, man, lots of people, see this show, and Steve is going to make cut-ups, and he's going to put you in the show notes. And now, hopefully we can get, spark some attention to come your way for sure.
Sorry to cut you off. I do have interest offers right now, University of Arizona and Arizona State. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah. The Big 12, those are good.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing, man. That's congratulations, Coach Brock. You've done a phenomenal job with these kids, and I know it's not easy, and to put in that time while you're coaching a high school, you're coaching a junior college, you're having to recruit. You're definitely giving back, and giving a lot of yourself, and you're teaching these kids the right way to do it. So, what do you have coming up in the next month or so? Do you have tournament wise?
Yeah, tournament wise, I think Hellstar, we're going to be taking our kids down to the Showdown 7 Tournament of Champions. I believe it's March 28th down here in Orange County, adjacent to our
Okay.
high school. Definitely give our guys some opportunity to run before the Miami and Atlanta national tournaments come through. Also, we're consistently just training. King knows I'm out there
Yeah.
maybe like 3-4 times a week. I go usually Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday mornings, and then I sprinkle some privates all in between there. So on a personal level, hopefully we can get this going. Trying to get invited to the SAC Summit by Max Crosby and those boys down in the summer. Max Crosby, Von Miller, and Cam Jordan.
Yeah.
A nice plenty full of some of the best trainers in the nation. I don't even have to be a trainer. I'm just trying to be a fly on the wall. I'll be a water boy, a towel boy. Just trying to learn some game from some of the greatest guys that play this game. So definitely you'll be seeing us around, be seeing the boys getting the work in consistently as we progress into the off season.
I know Coach Suki had mentioned there was a website in production. Is there a website up yet?
No, not yet. Not for Hellstar. Hellstar
Okay.
Sports mainly ran out of Instagram,
Okay.
depending on who's and who you go through. I have my own personal website going up, YP93.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it'll be coming up soon.
Okay.
One that we've been working on it for some time. We just, again, I'm a man of detail and perfection. So my own personal website will be up. But as for Hellstar, we're definitely in the midst of putting it all together.
Okay. So putting your Instagram DM would be the best way to contact you. And, kids can contact you for individual workouts. And I mean, will you still accept kids for Hellstar?
Yeah, absolutely. I think
Okay.
that if you go to Young Papa 93 Mentality on my Instagram, you'll see on my stories I post a consistent schedule. If it's something different, like say tonight my daughter had a softball game, usually I'm not gonna. I make my priority around my family and my kids. So if I have to go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and baby girl's got a game on Thursday, well, guess what, guys? We're not training Thursday. But always willing to accept new clients, new athletes, anybody that just wants to get better. We're here for like Julia said, we're here for the kids. You take care of the kids will take care of you. And so, and then we bring it all together by giving glory to the Lord. So, just diligence into everything. Please check out my Instagram, Young Papa 93 Mentality.
No, we'll put
A
it
lot
in
of
the
free
show notes
content
for
out
sure.
there.
Yeah.
A lot of content to pick up from. If anybody has any questions, again, I'm not a gatekeeper to the game. I'm here to give it away. Just got to reach out and ask.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell of a trainer too, Steve. Man, one thing about him, I mean, you meet people out here, man, and the first thing you do is, you find their Instagram and you check what they got going on, and he's one of the guys that I met, a few years ago, man, and from following him on IG, and I love his training style, and we do things similar. He's all about body control, and movement, but also teaching the guys correct technique. You got so many
Very
trainers
good
out here,
technique.
doing Instagram training where they're
Yeah,
just
I know.
it's all about motion, but it's not about I can see the detail, in his training. When these guys are training, I can see the formula, that he's giving. And then you can see it when the guys are out there, even when he was with GSA, shout out to Big Chris, or Hellstar. You see those guys perfecting, what he's teaching. And you know who the trainer is or who the mentor is based upon how his guys look, when they're out there. And you watch the training and the movements they're making are the same movements that, that he's doing in the training, man. So, I mean, I'm all about paying respect, man. And, right now, Hellstars, one of the best teams in the country, And he's one of the best trainers in the country. In Kingston, man, he's one of the best, young players on the circuit. As a young player, probably one of the most respected players on the circuit that I've seen this year. So, kudos, man. I mean, we all just got to keep going and keep doing what we're doing, man. And, we're going to get this thing big. And 7-on-7 is huge. It's been around for 80 years. So now, 5v5 is new and exciting, man. So, it's exciting to be pioneers of it.
Yeah, Coach Brock, congratulations on everything you've been doing and having a phenomenal year. I hope it continues for you. Thank you for coming on the show. Kingston, thank you for coming on the show. Your film was outstanding, and we will absolutely have it listed in the show notes. I will tag you guys as collaborators. You can put it up as well. Coach Brock, do you have a YouTube channel?
No, we about to get that going though.
Okay.
For sure. We about to get YouTube up and going. It's just Instagram right now. We trying to get the whole setup and the ambiance and all that. Again,
Yeah.
big, I don't want to roll out something
Preparation.
that I have 120% in. So, but YouTube will be coming.
Beautiful.
You guys stay tuned.
All right. Well, yeah, because once that's up, I'll list this for you as well, so you can put this on your YouTube channel. But you're doing everything right. Thank you for coming on. I wish you the best. You guys look great. Continue rolling and continue building the 5v5 because we need more teams involved, and it's helping the kids. It's paying off, and as you know, it's tougher and tougher for freshmen to get recruited. So this is a great opportunity for them to get some extra film, for them to get recruited, and you're coaching them the right way. So I want to thank you both for joining us and for coming on, and I'm sure that we'll hear from you again soon.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, Cully. Thank you,
Appreciate
Juice.
y'all, brother,
Appreciate
for
you
sure.
having us on here. Shout
Love
out thank you for taking all the time away so I can dedicate my time to these boys. Love my kids, and glory to God. Thank you guys so much.
And love your podcast equipment. Top notch.
I might have an extra mic for you, Cully. Come holla.
He's got the best. All right, you guys take care. Thank you, and I'll share this with you as soon as I get it put up.
Real quick, Coach, I just like to thank God for allowing me to come on this show and do this with y'all. If it weren't for him, none of this would happen. None of this would be here. I wanted to say that real quick.
Yes, sir.
Very true. It's very true. Good mindset to have. Very good of you to be humble. So it's going to take you a long way. And Kingston, the best is yet to come. So keep doing what you're doing.
Sure.
All right, you guys, you take care. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Fill out your NCAA pools. We'll see what happens.
Sure.
All right.
No more work to do.
All right. Take
God
care.
bless you guys. Going.
Oh, that was
man.
fun.
Yeah, man, bright young man. He's a dog though, Cully. I know.
Oh, he is. He is.
He's been really putting on, man. With like I'll tell you, man. When I found out he was a freshman, I was truly shocked.
You don't look like a freshman.
Yeah, because he's one of the youngest guys, if not the youngest guys on Hellstar's team, and they got a team full of dogs, right?
Oh yeah.
And he stood out to me the most out of everybody that they have. So, he's a guy, definitely write his name down and follow him, man. For all the viewers watching, man, he's gonna be one. He's like that.
Yeah, he's got a really good motor. He looks like he's got long arms and really good technique. Really good at feeling the pressure, reading the blocks, and getting off them, going in the right direction to make plays. I really liked everything that I saw from him. So this is Nehemiah, your prize from Minnesota.
Yeah, man. I know we already showed his high school. Can we show his trench mob stuff?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think last time we showed him. We can show a little bit of his high school too if you like. But
no, I got it right here.
No, but Nehemiah, man. I talked to him today. All right. Now let it run.
Yeah, no, he is just he is a beast. So
Yeah, man, he's a guy.
absolutely.
Nehemiah has a lot of great offers right now, right? But I still feel that he hasn't gotten the respect that he truly deserves. And I know right now, I talk to Nehemiah about twice a week, and I even talked to him today. He's like, Coach, I'm ready to commit soon. I'm ready to, figure out where I'm going. And I'm like, look, man, hang tight because I still think you're going to get some more top dogs. Like I can see Nehemiah going to like a Ohio State, a Michigan, you know, a Georgia, a Alabama. That's the type of
Easily.
player, that I see Nehemiah being. And I just feel like people still haven't truly put the respect on his name. So I just want to show him some more, man. I know he's, looking to come down to Georgia this weekend, to compete in the tournament that the Hustle Inc. have. I don't want to get him over to UGA, let them see him. But man, he is the real deal, man. I just want to
Yes,
give
he
him his
is.
flowers. He's grown so much in his last 2 years of doing trench mile. When he first came to us, he was a bull in a china shop who would just run through people. And now, he's showing up, he's learning, he's understanding, and he's applying, when he goes out to these tournaments. So I definitely wanted to highlight that because that's the hardest thing, Steve.
It is
You
to
can teach a
translate.
kid and train a kid till he's blue in the face, right? And they'll never go out and do what you taught them to do, when the fire is set, when the cameras are watching. And he's definitely doing it. And people need to put more respect on him. And I just want to show why.
Jeez.
And these kids that he's doing this against, these are not like, forgive my French, but these are not like your
No.
slaps. So like these are like top prospects, like highly ranked, 4-star, lots of offer guys. And he's treating them like, boys.
He makes it look easy.
It makes it look easy. He's, right under 6'4", 285 pounds of pure want to and assault. He's like that, man. And I mean, obviously, the obvious is he's in Minnesota, so it takes a little more to earn respect coming out of out of that state. But man, oh man, I feel like he's done what it takes against the people he needed to do it against to earn that respect.
And he's the one who's also going to Pittsburgh, right? I mean,
so we just left Pittsburgh.
Right.
Yeah, but he's coming on the rest of the trip. So no, he'll be in Atlanta this weekend. He'll be, in Miami, for the coalition tournament on the 19th, I believe, of April, and then he'll be in Georgia for the last tournament, April 26th.
Okay. All right. I have Tyler Ford as well. Do you want me to show his highlights in the trench mob film as well, or do you just want the
We haven't showed Tyler Ford yet, so you can show Tyler Ford's high school highlights first.
Okay.
But T. Ford is another guy, man, that, we were just blessed, blessed to meet. Bright young man, great father, great mother. I appreciate them so much for, buying in so quickly. He got recruited by another one of our beloved guys, Bryson Hurt. So Bryson plays left guard at Gainesville, and Tyler, he plays left tackle. So
okay.
stud of a young man. Great young man. He fit right in. One of our biggest needs coming into the season was tackle. And he and Carter Mathis, came right in, filled right in, and man, we're loving those guys, man. Can't say enough great things about him.
Is he newer?
Yeah, so he's only done one tournament with us so far. Well, actually two. He did an exhibition with us last week. But man, he's still learning what 5v5 is,
Okay.
and he's already dominating. So like, I can only imagine like what he's gonna do this weekend at the Hustle Inc. tournament, and then we go down to Stars mentoring, and when we finish up, man, like he's a kid, he's a stud, man. Whatever college program gets them, they're getting quality quarterback insurance for sure.
Oh, this is a kid that's he's like 6'6", right?
Yeah. 6'6",
Yes, yes.
300,
I saw
and
him last year.
you
I
know,
saw him last week. Yeah, he's really athletic.
yeah, dog, man. Dog. Plays pissed off, has an edge, you know, um, has no fear. Like he's trying to damage shit. And he doesn't mind, he talks the talk and walks the walk.
Ooh,
And I mean he has
see.
everything you would want out of a left tackle. When
Yes,
you
yes.
talk left tackle, you know, uh, being mean, having great feet, having the confidence to be on that island out there where everybody knows the right end is probably the most athletic pound for pound person
Oh,
on
that's
each
great.
football team, so he doesn't mind jumping out there, being in the middle of that ocean on that island with those guys. And I'm telling you, man, he had lots of offers, from big time schools like Georgia and
Oh yeah,
and others, but wherever he decides to go, man, I can see him getting on the field early and
absolutely.
and being one of the great ones for sure. He goes to Gainesville, one of the most prevalent high schools in Georgia.
Yes.
I know we've had Bryson Hurt on, we had Xavier Griffin on, who was the number one
Yep.
linebacker in the nation. Um, came from Gainesville as well, but so he's in a great position at a great school where he can showcase his talent and be everything he's going to be, man. I truly believe that we're going to see this young man right here playing football on Sundays one day.
I
He
agree.
and Nehemiah, like these guys, if they stick to the script, man, and keep growing and keep working the way they're working right now, man, the sky is truly, truly the limit,
I
man.
mean, he
Truly,
comes.
truly the limit, man. We got so many kids on this show, Steve. We've interviewed, we watched their films, man, that I think even King, man, that just left. Like, he keeps doing what these guys are doing, man. These guys are going to play football for a very long time.
I mean, he comes off the ball. He's got such a good get off.
Well, yeah, Tyler
Really
Ford, man, is
fast off the ball.
he's it, man. I would not take, you know, any other left tackle over Tyler Ford. And we've seen some great ones out on the circuit. You got teams that got great players, and if I had to choose, a left tackle to start my 5v5 franchise with, from everybody I've seen this year, I am not going to look any further than Tyler Ford for sure.
And he's done one exhibition and one tournament.
Yeah, one exhibition, one tournament. So um, he really, really did his thing at Aaron Donald's tournament up in
Yep.
Pittsburgh. He did his thing. But as I stated, man, we went undefeated up until the semifinal.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah,
Hellstar.
yeah. So we actually beat Hellstar earlier that day.
Right. Right.
And when we got to the championship, I mean, Hellstar is Hellstar. I mean, they're a great team. I'm not taking anything away from them, but I just think we kind of lost focus a little bit, and kind of started celebrating and reading our press clippers a little bit too early. And you can't do that when you got teams like Hellstar and GSA, and Two Temps and, other great teams that we faced, that day. So, we just lost focus when it mattered the most, man. And
Well,
they
you're
brought it home.
also facing the challenge of some of these organizations are actually paying kids to come.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, man. I mean,
That's
that's
just
the thing,
ridiculous.
right? And you're right, but I mean, we're one of the organizations that do it the right way. We have kids that organically want to get better. They don't see themselves as superstars that should be paid to come out and do 5v5.
Yeah.
And I know these guys are, in the hard work, and the grit and the determination that these guys have is truly going to pay off, for sure.
Wow.
Like, I think when it's all said and done, man, we got Trench Mob is known for tackles. Like, we've had some great ones over the years. We've had David Connor, Bo Hughley. We've had, Demola Ajitahan, Sean
Oh,
Perret.
and
Now, those are,
congratulations to Unitas.
oh, yeah, Unitas is a killer.
Well,
Killer.
UConn finally offered him, thank God.
Yeah, man. I was surprised to see that, man. UConn doesn't really offer.
No,
A lot of
I
guys
know.
from Georgia, man. But that's just Unitas is one of
thrilled.
those ones, man. Unitas is our captain. We got two captains. We got Bryce and Hurd of Unitas, man, and those guys do everything the right way, for sure.
Did you know the coach who came down and recruited Unitas?
I don't know still.
You don't? They didn't talk to
Yeah,
you.
who offered them? Man, yeah, they I got to do a better job, honestly. I mean, I had started to get a better rapport with the Moore crew, especially
Right.
with Kashif, my former teammate,
course.
being on the staff, and I had, Coach Mack, the D-line coach, we had begun to talk more. So, to be honest, I just haven't, dug into UConn much.
Yeah, it's tough.
So it's like, I would love to,
They just brought in a new D-line coach.
Yeah, so I would love to get a better relationship, man. I would love to see some of my guys go follow in my footsteps. I did some pretty good things at UConn. So,
yeah,
I would definitely love to get some guys up there, man, and be going back into Rensselaer Field and seeing some of our guys play one day as a spectator. So,
he's good.
Yeah, but Tyler Ford, man, he's one of those ones, man. Like to any college coach,
Really
watching this, you need to jump over tables and do whatever you got to do, man, to go get this guy. Like,
now he hasn't committed anywhere, but he's got some big offers.
Yeah, he hasn't committed anywhere yet. It may not happen until the summertime. We're encouraging all of our guys to enjoy the recruiting process. And then when it gets to be about mid to late June, then we can think about recruiting, because now you've at least spent that first 2 weeks or so going out to camps, proving yourself more, and and really seeing who's really in it for you, and wants you, So, he'll probably commit, around that time. Do you got some of his 5v5 stuff?
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, man, Chief Ford, one of those guys. He's elite, man. Elite.
Because I 100% think that just with the time frame now, they can't wait. Okay. God, he's a big bastard.
No, he's huge, man. They can move, big and nimble. You know what I mean? Big and nimble.
Yeah, no, he is for sure.
I don't know if there's a better O-line in 5v5 than Trench Mob. And I'm biased, but D-line. I think that we're the best team, on paper in the nation. We just got to put it together and bring those wins home. We came in third place the first 2 tournaments, but, we're working, man. And these guys are definitely respected. I know we haven't won a tournament yet, but we're definitely respected all around the country.
Oh, of course you are. Of course you are. God, he is a monster. How did Aaron Donald's team do?
So they won the tournament. They did pretty good. It's Aaron Donald, right? So we knew that he would be able to recruit players and get guys that want
Yeah.
to come play for him. You know what I mean? So, shout out to Aaron Donald, man. A great guy. He's great for 5v5, but being a superstar and as humble as he is and down to earth as he is, he's out there walking around with the kids and talking to them and coaching them up and doing things that you wouldn't expect Aaron Donald to do. And it's just good for the culture, man. It's just it's good to mingle and build and compete. Instead of there's just so much hate, man. There's so many trainers bashing other trainers.
There is
Organizations bashing other organizations, and it should be different, man. It shouldn't be like that,
There is quite a bit of hate for the 5v5 stuff.
Yeah, man. And then they got kids that are jumping around and going from team to team, and
that I don't like.
Right.
I talked to Dave about it. David said, even with 7-on-7 as competitive as it is, they don't pay kids to play. He's had several kids.
Well, some don't. You got 7-on-7 teams just paying kids too, for sure.
They do, really.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I'm not going to say any names, but I've heard. I've heard a couple.
Do they just pay like the great kids, or?
Yeah, most of the kids that are being paid are like the 5 stars or 4 stars. So, like, you got kids that live on the other side of the world and they're being flown in and paid to play with some organizations that are in the South or that are on the West Coast, or So that's big. Football, NIL, is the new wave in football. Everybody wants to get paid, even in high school. These kids are being wined and dined. Who is this right here, Steve?
So this is the kid that I found that contacted me that I wanted you to take a look at. He was interested in Trench Mob. His name's Chevin Davis Jr. He's from Daytona Beach, Florida. He was really interested, and I checked out his film. I thought he was a beast. He's 27, long, lean, athletic. I like the way he came off the ball, and he doesn't do 5v5. So
what part of Florida is he in again?
It's Daytona Beach. I have no idea
where
that is in relation, but he had heard of Trench Mob, and he was definitely interested. And I think he would benefit tremendously from being on the road with you guys.
Yeah, for sure, man. We're headed down to Miami, man, in April, man. He can.
Oh, good. Okay.
We can definitely pick him up on the way.
Yeah, message him. No, I liked everything I saw from him. He seems like a down to earth kid, and just tough, physical. And I know Florida's good football. I had no idea about Daytona Beach or anything. I just watched his film, and I thought he was worth a look.
He can play. He can move.
Yeah, he's really athletic. He's physical. He's a little undersized. I think he needs to put some weight on, but he knocks the hell out of some people. Nice job pulling. He's good in pass pro. He comes off the ball well. I think he's the type of kid that would benefit from being on the road, going against the best competition and then being coached by you guys.
Right. What's he have going on right now recruiting? Do you know?
Not much from what I gathered. Not much.
Okay.
I gotta check his Twitter again. I didn't think he had a ton going on, but he messaged me. He was interested. He sent me his link, and he wanted to talk with you. So you can message him on Twitter. I know that they would do whatever they could to get to some tournaments. I'm hoping that I said to come for a long weekend and work out with you, work out with the guys.
Yeah, Coach Jordan loved to have that guy right there, but I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
One of the best O-line coaches in the country, man.
I think he's a guard. He can play tackle, obviously. I think he'll probably be a guard. I just think he's a little short for a tackle. 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", in that range. But yeah, athleticism-wise, yeah. I mean, in the physicality, I think he'd be good at like 280, playing inside the phone booth. And again, he's a 27, so he's got 2 years. It's a good job reading the poll. But yeah, Daytona Beach, definitely reach out to him. He was interested, and I think that he needs to get on the road with you guys for the next for April if we can.
Sure.
But yeah, I liked him. And then I just wanted to show you a kid from my old high school. His name is Niko Martinez. He's a running back, but the family, his father's a UConn alum. So I have been trying to help him out. I know Coach Jordan does some work with recruiting services. They wanted to work with a recruiting service. I brought up you guys, and I brought up Dave as well. We don't really have a 7-on-7 team here. He's more of a he's a really good athlete, but he's small. He's like 5'9". But he runs well. He's a very good zone runner. And that's been the only issue is we don't have 7-on-7. Right. So our high school just hired a coach, but as far as travel 7-on-7, we don't have. I'm trying to get him to go down to Dave's tournament, just to get some work in because I mean he can play. He just hasn't had a lot of opportunities. Not being up here, not much going on. So that's him as a running back.
I can't see it on my end for some reason.
Oh, I'm sorry. I probably didn't share it. Sorry.
There we go.
Yeah. So yeah, he was the leading rusher in our region. And he's very fast. He's running track. And the father's a UConn guy. I've been trying to help him out. He's a good zone runner. He's just like I said. He's undersized, about 5'9", but he runs well.
Yeah, he's shifty. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not great competition, but he could do it all. I mean, he's a good receiver. They use him well in the slot.
He'd be a guy, Steve, that you should encourage him to come down here in December, man, and playing some of these All-Star games we got. We're connected.
I already told him last year. I told him to come down because we don't get the attention here. But he's a good hard runner. He's got good breakaway speed. And this is just the playoff film. This was the second time in school history that our high school went to the state playoffs. It was him making the catch. The quarterback, I showed his film before, middle screen, the championship. The quarterback, I was just, yeah. I mean, he really is dynamic. People think that he's probably more of a D3 guy. I think if he runs well, he could be an FCS guy or a D2 guy. I like him just because of the way he runs zone. He's got really good patience, and then his versatility. Returning a kick here, he catches the ball well. But I think he's probably a high 4.5, low 4.6 speed. I mean, he's got to get faster. But like I said, with his versatility, he's really dynamic. He rushed for 1,800 yards, 20 touchdowns, and so that's why I just wanted to see.
1,800 yards. That's a lot of yards, my guy.
Yeah, we're not the best area.
I mean,
but,
shit, it don't matter who you playing against. You get 1,800 yards is 1,800 yards. You know.
But yeah, no, it is. It is.
That's hard to do against middle schoolers.
Yeah, if Coach Jordan or anyone, because they were talking about NCSA, and I know NCSA isn't what it used to be.
Right.
They would like to work with a recruiting service. I've reached out to several schools, and they got to see him in camp.
Yeah, so have him remind me, or you can send it to Coach Jordan.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
And Coach Jordan will get it over to Coach Daniels, Coach Lamar
Okay.
Daniels.
Okay.
And man, they can definitely help him
Yeah,
tremendously.
yeah, because I mean I'm shooting pie in the sky with FCS. I mean, I really don't think he's a Division III kid. I think he can do better than D3. I think
I mean, but there's been some nice running backs, man. They come from New York, man. Like Mike Hart.
Yeah,
you know,
Mike Hart.
Mike Hart was like 5'7". You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? Like Ray Rice, like the same
Ray
height.
Rice.
You know what I mean? Like
Brian Leonard.
there's been some, Brian Leonard. Like there's been some nice running backs that come out of New York, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, he just needs to get in front of people,
That's the thing. Yeah.
show what he can do.
Yeah, for the size of our state and the kids that go Division I, it's not in proportion.
Right.
So I will. I'll talk to his dad. I'll put him in touch with Coach Jordan. They definitely want to work with a recruiting service that can help him, just because we don't get a ton of attention up here.
Right.
And he's got excellent grades. I've reached out to coaches, but it's just, they want to see him in a one-day camp. They got to see how he runs.
Right.
I think if he can run like a 4.5, he's got a chance. He's got to run.
The camps are important, man. Camps are, and the thing is, Cuddy, like to what you said earlier, to kids that are watching, like it doesn't matter where you go to high school, what state, what division, how many games you play, who you're playing against. You got to get out and be seen.
Yeah.
It's a great idea, especially I love mega camps. Lots of people don't like mega camps because they feel like there's too many people, too many coaches. But out of 40 coaches, somebody's going to like me. I'm going to bet on myself that if I get in front of 40 coaches, at least 10 of them are going to fall in love. At least 20 are going to like me. You know what I mean? So, to kids out there, like if you're up north and you play in New York or you play, in Vermont or, or another state that you feel like may not have a lot of people, that are paying attention, go out, get your camps. You can easily come camp down south. I mean, Mercer.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. When's the Mercer Shakopee?
Mercer's having one, I believe, June 1st and June 3rd. We're going to the one June 1st. But Mercer and Kennesaw State are two of the best mega camps in the entire country.
Yeah.
Like every year, Mercer, and shout out to Coach Mill, man, from Baller's Choice, great friend of mine, like an uncle to me, man, and a mentor. But he's the one that runs Mercer's mega camp. So he organizes all of these coaches to come out to Mercer's mega camp. It's like 30, 40 coaches. And, and then Kennesaw State as well. Shout out to Kennesaw State, Coach Bradley and all those guys up there. They do a great job of just bringing in coaches from other, like that's SEC, ACC, lots of coaches there from all over, Power 4, G5, Patriot League. I got coaches from all over that are coming down to see these guys. And Mercer and Kennesaw State, they haven't paid us any money to talk about them on the show, man. But
that's
they're
what I want them
definitely,
to do.
yeah, but they're definitely two of the top mega camps that every year I take our kids to, and we have guys that leave with 6, 7, upwards of 8 offers per day, by going to those camps.
Now, I know Coach Smith is doing 7-on-7. Is he coming anywhere up in this area up north for 7-on-7 tournaments?
So he's mainly doing it with his son,
Okay.
5. So they're middle school, so they're not like high school,
I got
traveling all
Got
over
you.
yet.
Okay.
They're more localized, and I mean they may go to Florida, maybe Tennessee, but I don't think they'll go that far.
Yeah. Okay.
Not with the middle school group, but there are some. I mean, we're also partnered with Glenn Phillips, that runs Grind Factory, and they go all over. So
Okay.
there may be a guy I can introduce you to.
Okay.
He can maybe run with them.
I just I want to get him to do some travel 7-on-7 just to help him get a look. But yeah, I'll put him in touch with Coach Jordan, see what he thinks, and I'll give him the link to the film. There's some more film. He's got really good film, and I'll find out what he runs. But great show, great job with the Hellfire guys. I love
Hellstar.
Hellstar. They're a great group. I love the values that their coaching staff preaches. They seem a lot like you guys, and the way that they take care of their kids. So it's good to see, and it's great to see that you guys are all working together for the common goal of doing what's best for the kids and getting the kids to the next level. And that gets lost on so many trainers.
Yeah, man. You just got too many people, man, looking at these kids, to better and further themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, for me, getting into this business does not make a lot of money.
That's not why people do it.
Let's be honest. So you got people out here that are full of ego. They want to say, they want to find all the top kids and say, look who I trained. All the top kids, right? Or then you even got people, they'll see it. Say for instance, a kid will come out the trench mob. There'll be a trainer that'll I've had trainers get in my DM saying, hey man, stay away from my kid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, brother, I can't. We run an open practice. They're like, it's every Sunday, 3 p.m. I'm at South Gwinnett High School every Tuesday and Thursday. I can't control who shows up. I'm not in kids' DMs saying, hey, man, leave that trainer. Come train with me. Even though trainers are in my kids' DM saying, leave Coach Julius and come to me. And I just think that's so weird, man. Like I've heard trainers tell other people that when I see Coach Julius, I'm gonna have words for him, or I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind.
Yeah, sure,
and I wouldn't advise that. Like I'm not a person to give a piece of your mind. Like that just would not be wise for you, to confront me in public. About a kid that's not gonna go well for you, sirs. So but yeah, man. I mean, I just think in this culture. It's good to celebrate each other, especially the guys that are in it for the right reasons and not the guys that are just trying to take pictures of kids and gain more followers, because they have, a kid that's a 5-star or a 4-star, So, shout out to the good guys, man, the guys that are actually trying to help these kids instead of using them, to further their own careers as trainers. Like I don't even consider myself a trainer. Like I'm a mentor. Like I run.
No, you're a coach. You're a mentor.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not out here, to say I trained 18 5-stars. You know what I mean? Like I'm here to help children. Anybody that comes to Trench Mob, we're gonna treat a 0-star the same way we're gonna treat a 5-star. You know what I mean? And we're gonna be just as proud.
I didn't believe it until I went on Twitter and I looked at some of the trainers' pages, And because I thought you were exaggerating, but
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, man. And the thing is, man,
it's like you're overexposing the kids, like you're using the kids, taking advantage of them.
Most of these kids don't even pay for training, right? You got trainers that are hitting kids up and saying, "Hey, I'll train you for free."
Yeah,
because
they
they
charge
know
the other one.
Yeah, when they take a picture with you, you know, they know that more kids are gonna want to come train, and parents should stop allowing that. Like, stop allowing
I would too.
grown ass men to capitalize off of your kids that have worked hard to become who they've become. You know what I mean? So like, I don't even, like a lot of top guys don't fit in around us because they just come with that attitude of expectation because of so many bad guys have praised these guys and made them feel like they were the cat's meow, and now they feel like everybody should treat them like the cat's meow. And they don't, they don't fit in when they come back around real people, man. So, shout out to all the people, man. A lot of teams in our coalition, Hellstar, teams that are out here doing it the right way, man, and trying to help kids instead of capitalizing further.
Yeah, I didn't
tags on them.
I didn't believe it until I saw it, and it made me sick to see the way that the trainers publicize themselves, and the clips they put up, and they take advantage of these kids, and it made me want to punch something. It's just complete bullshit. That's how they think that's okay to do, and because it's not about the kid, it's about them. It's all about
you got
them.
trainers, Cully, that are cursing kids out because they go train with another trainer or another organization.
Oh yeah. There's so much.
And it's like because they feel like they're gonna miss out on that $40 they would have got.
They're insecure. They're so insecure.
They're $50.
I just can't get over it. The insecurity and the control issues. That they
high school
have.
coaches too, man. High school coaches, they're tying
I know high school coaches. Yeah.
Man, it's crazy, man. But shout out to the good guys, man.
It's just do what's in the best interest of the kid. That's all I ask. But great show, great talent on there. Remember, I put the kid's name in the notes, Chevin Davis Jr. Reach out to him, and then I will definitely message Coach Jordan. So, for Coach Julius Williams, Trench Mob, Steve Cully, best podcast host in the universe. When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, and please throw them right back at life.